Okay, hello and welcome back to my channel. It's so good to have you. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and please share your comments. I want to know what sort of content you'd like to see on this channel. It will help me, it will help give me some sort of direction. Okay, so please don't forget to just put up a comment. What kind of videos do you want to see? And I'll try to do that for you. So a quick update. I'm doing this video today because, and in this setting, because it's been a while I put up any content. I think for the past 2 weeks I haven't been so well, so haven't been able to really sit up to do any video. So, and whatever content I had in mind that I wanted to put up just been on hold for now. Hopefully by next week I feel better. But for now, not too well, but trusting God that I'll be better before Wednesday at least. So some random thoughts here that I want to share with you. I live in Nigeria, so there's this new cashless policy, new Naira design that has been so frustrating on many levels, right? There's the part of you not having money at hand, and sometimes you want to get stuff that maybe something of 100 naira, 50 naira, 200, and you can't start saying you do transfer for each of those. And even when you go to do transfer, sometimes they just tell you they don't want to do transfers. So recently I've been trying to just sit and think, okay, what's the benefit of this policy? Because the way I see it, the way it's being portrayed in the media, and the way I've heard it spoken about by some of my friends, it's been spoken about in the terms of, oh, they want to stop vote buying and all that. But then, which is a good idea. If that's really the case, it's a good idea, so that the masses end up actually voting for who they want to vote for, and not because of whatever kind of money they were giving. But in the long run, when you still look at it, to an extent, it's still the masses, still we, like the ordinary Nigerian, that are suffering. Because if you don't have any sort of connections or whatever to enable you get cash, sometimes you have some emergencies and you don't have cash, and some of those places would insist that you give them cash. Some of them don't even want transfers. And I remember while I was ill, right, because like I said, I was ill, so I went to the pharmacy to get some drugs. This drug, I used to get it for 3,500 naira. Suddenly it became 7,000. That's like double the price, just within the space of 2 weeks or thereabout, just within this period that this policy came about. And surprisingly, the man at the pharmacy refused to take cash, refused to take transfers. He insisted that he wanted cash. So by the time I went to withdraw money to pay him, I had to pay, I think, 100 naira, right, on each of that, each thousand, each thousand I was supposed to get, I had to pay an extra money on it. And that's money that I could have used to do something. So in the long run, it's still rendering the poor man poorer. There's a word like that. still rendering us poor. Like everything is just hard. When you want to go to the market to shop, it's just so hard. Life in Nigeria is just very, very hard right now. And to an extent, right, you may want to understand with people that decide to leave this country. Like it's so hard. It's emotionally and mentally draining to be alive in this country right now. But we're grateful to God, of course, that we're alive, and we're alive and well. So it's of course still something to be thankful for. But the truth is that I feel like living in Nigeria now is so hard that it will take the grace of God for you not to come down with some symptoms of some sort of mental symptoms, whether it's aggression or depression, the likes of that, because like there's nothing that seems to be working, right? Okay, then I now saw something recently, some kind of financial institutions like OPay and whatever that were really functioning well, right? Very easier compared to some of the banks that maybe sometimes you want to do a transfer and the transfer won't go. So even the person that is selling for you is scared. And I think I can understand with some of those persons that don't want to, take transfers, because sometimes you transfer money to someone as payment, and the person can spend days, weeks without receiving that money. I have a pending alert right now. This payment has been made like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and up to now the person has not seen the alert, and the person keeps calling me. So you know that definitely when next the person wants to sell to any other person, he will not want to do that because he doesn't want his money to be hanging somewhere. So we have to go to the bank, fill up some details, and they'll keep telling you, oh, they'll work on it, and they're still delaying. So that's stress on its own. So as I was saying about OP, right, I saw a detail that CBN was closing those institutions, that so they don't want, it's like they are genuinely trying to frustrate every effort that a Nigerian makes to like toward a better life. It's like there's just one policy or one thing or one institution that will just bring up a decision that will just frustrate you, and it will just halt whatever you are doing. You like, God, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And you get to a point that you be like, God. I was telling somebody the other day. I don't know if I'm supposed to feel like that, but I was telling someone the other day that, like, sometimes you just feel like, God, why did you make me Nigerian? Like, why of all places in the world, like, why am I here? Why am I here? Because, man, the challenges of this country are just too much. Like, too much. Like, you can't even list them all. This is just one out of so many. So in the long run, since I don't understand the details of the policy, like, I wouldn't really say that I understand it fully, that okay, this is it, to really be able to analyze that okay, it's good for us. It's just a situation that, like, we're being forced into. Like, we have to live with it, because of course there's nothing we can do. We don't have the power to make any kind of change whatsoever, so we're having to live with it. But we're trusting God that everything will still work out for our good, of course, because that's what we believe, that everything will work out for our good. So please, elections is in like 1 week, so please, let's vote. Let's go out to vote. It's very, very important, because we can't continue to have leaders that are not compassionate towards the plight of their citizens. We've gone through a lot in this country within the past 8 years. We'd had students on strike for like 8 months or thereabouts. We've had lecturers not being paid their salaries and nothing, no compensation, nothing whatsoever. I remember a lot of persons died within that period and nothing was done, right? There's a lot, the insecurities that have happened in some of the states, especially in the northern part of this country, and some of those governors never even went out to say anything. Like, they didn't really care. Now, when it's an issue that somehow would affect them, all of them are coming up to say no, they don't like this, and they are giving the excuse that the poor man is going to suffer, like the poor masses are suffering. And I was like, we've been suffering all this while, like you never said anything, you didn't care. So to me, it just points to the fact that it's because they are going to be affected in one way or the other. It's because they are feeling the heat in one way or the other. It may not be as bad as the poor masses, but to an extent we are used to suffering in this country. Like, we are used to not being heard, we are used to cries not being heard, we are used to staging protests and will end up being killed in the process. So it's not something new for us, you get, it's not something new. So that's one of my frustrations recently. Then secondly, I've been going through a medical challenge for a while, and it's been depressing. I'm a medical person, I'm a nurse, so a lot of things I feel like I have an idea about or I know, but in the long run, my husband is back. So, but in the long run, I just realized that I don't even understand it, right? I don't understand some things that I've been going through. So, but hopefully a time will come where I'll be able to share those things and share how it went. So today I just want to encourage us to just be strong. I know things are hard, the country is hard. I've been thinking about what kind of content to put out at this point in time, but I just want to encourage us to be strong, to not give up on whatever challenges we are going through, that it will be fine, we'll come out strong and we'll be well. So long as God is on the throne, we'll be fine. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll hopefully see you on Wednesday, right? Pray that by then I'll be strong enough to put up a content that will be more entertaining than this depressing one. Amy, come and say hi. You don't say hi today. Not today. Okay, he said not today. So bye. Thank you.